She won't tell you why. She won't explain it. She might not even understand it herself. But suddenly, she's different, colder, more distant, like the version of her you knew was quietly packed up and put away. She says nothing's wrong. She still smiles. She still answers. But the warmth is gone. The little sparks that once made you feel chosen have dimmed, and you start to question everything. Did I do something? Is she losing interest? Is she talking to someone else? But here's the truth most men never hear. She's not pulling away because she's done caring. She's pulling away because she cares too much, and that scares her. You see, a woman's distance isn't always rejection. Sometimes it's protection, not from you, but from herself. Because for some women, love doesn't feel safe. It feels dangerous, exposing, vulnerable. And when a woman begins to fall deeply for a man, when the feelings become real, not just fun, not just surface level, but terrifyingly real, something inside her triggers. She goes silent, not because she's losing interest, but because she's trying to protect her heart from a fall she didn't expect. She was fine when it was light, when it was casual, when she didn't think about you before bed or wake up with you in her mind. But now you've slipped deeper into her emotional system, and she starts to feel unsafe, not because you've done anything wrong, but because caring too much makes her feel like she could lose everything. I want you to understand this. When a woman has been hurt in the past, her body remembers. Even when her mind tells her this time might be different, her nervous system doesn't believe it. And so, when love starts to feel too good, when the connection feels too strong, when the bond starts to threaten the walls she's built, she does what she knows how to do. She pulls back, not because you failed, but because love is opening doors she swore she'd never open again. Doors to trust, doors to surrender, doors to losing control. And for a woman who's had to be emotionally self-sufficient for too long, that kind of surrender feels like drowning. So she distances herself. She becomes cold. She stops texting first. She avoids the deeper conversations, not because she's done, but because she's overwhelmed by how deeply in she already is. And this is where most men fail the test, because when she pulls away, their ego kicks in. They panic, they chase, they overcompensate, they demand answers, they try to fix it, prove themselves, or win her back with more intensity. But what they don't realize is, the moment you start chasing a woman who's emotionally overwhelmed, you confirm her fear. You show her that love always comes with pressure, that getting close always leads to losing herself, that caring about a man means losing her emotional control. And so, she retreats further, not because she wants to hurt you, but because she needs to feel safe again. And safety doesn't come from pressure. It comes from presence. It comes from space. It comes from your ability to hold your ground, stay calm, and not take her distance personally. Because if you react emotionally to her withdrawal, she learns that her closeness comes with consequences. That being vulnerable leads to conflict, and that caring too much makes you unstable. But if you can remain still, if you can hold your frame with quiet strength, if you can respect her space without punishing her for needing it, if you can stay connected without clinging, present without pushing, you give her the room to come back on her own. And when she does, you'll see the truth. She never stopped caring. She just didn't know how to handle how much she cared, because many women have been taught to hide their emotional depth, to play it cool, to not need too much, to be strong, independent, untouchable. And when a man shows up who makes her feel soft again, her walls start to tremble, not because she doesn't like him, but because she sees in him the one thing she promised herself she'd never need: real intimacy. And that scares her, because real intimacy means real risk. It means being seen fully. It means letting go of control. It means trusting someone with the most fragile parts of her emotional world. And if she's not ready for that, if she hasn't healed enough, if she still equates love with loss or closeness with danger, she will pull away, not to leave, but to survive. So what should you do? Don't chase, don't demand, don't fall into the trap of trying to fix her. Just stay grounded, calm, consistent, available, but not overextended. You have to be the calm she doesn't have yet. the steadiness she doesn't know how to trust, the strength that doesn't need to overpower her to be felt. Because if you can do that, if you can master your own emotional discipline, if you can detach from your need for constant reassurance, if you can hold space without losing yourself in the process, you'll offer her something no other man has. You'll offer her peace, and peace is what makes a woman stay. Not pressure, not pursuit, not proving, but presence, stillness, confidence in your own emotional gravity. Because when a woman pulls away out of fear, she's looking to see what kind of man you are under pressure. Will you collapse into neediness? Will you guilt trip her? Will you become emotional, reactive, unstable? Or will you stay centered, unshaken, patient, detached from outcome, but fully in your power? Most men don't know how to do this because they've been taught that love means intensity, that closeness is something to be chased, earned, or fought for. But the truth is, the more secure you are, the less you chase what's already meant for you. And the more calmly you hold your ground, the more clearly she can see who you really are. Because no woman trusts a man who loses himself when she takes a step back. But every woman remembers the man who gave her space to breathe, without pulling away himself. That's emotional discipline. That's masculine containment. That's what separates the men who get chosen from the ones who get abandoned. So understand this, her pulling away is not always the end. Sometimes it's the beginning of something deeper, a deeper test, a deeper fear, a deeper feeling. And how you respond will determine whether she ever feels safe enough to fully let go. So don't react, don't chase, don't explain yourself into exhaustion. Just be still. Be strong, be grounded in your worth. Let her feel your calm in the silence. Let her realize through your discipline that this time, maybe she doesn't have to run, because true love doesn't demand. It invites, it doesn't chase, it attracts. And if you can be the man who makes her feel safe in her softness, not by pushing, but by leading through presence, she will melt, she will return, not because you begged, not because you convinced her, but because she realized she could finally breathe in your presence without losing herself. That is what makes her stay. Not words, not effort, but peace. And peace can only come from a man who has made peace with himself first. And if you're still confused, if you're still wondering why she pulls away even when everything feels right, the answer isn't always what she says. It's what she feels but can't explain. She doesn't want more pressure. She wants more peace. And sometimes, the most powerful thing you can do is learn how to stop chasing love and start becoming the kind of man it comes back to. If you're ready to understand this deeper, if you're done trying harder and you want to learn how to let her feel your absence instead of your desperation, then start with the fundamentals. I wrote a full breakdown in my ebook, How to Stop Chasing Love and Make Them Chase You. The link is in the description. And if you're here, still listening, then you already feel what I'm saying. Now it's time to apply it. Let her pull away. Let her breathe. Let your stillness say everything, because the man who can stay calm in uncertainty is the man she'll never forget. Stay disciplined. Stay detached. Stay in your power. You're already becoming him.